All right, are the parties ready on Carlos Terrazas?
Yes.
Court is calling 2023 CR 4176, State of Texas versus Carlos Terrazas. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Please, Chair, hand you on.
Defense,
Rochelle Acevedo for Mr. Terrazas.
and are you Mr. Terrazas?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have you received all the discovery? Did you review it with your client?
Have none.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Terrazas, did you review what's entitled Application for Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented? They're waiving the enhancement paragraph allegation and proceeding on the indictment. Thank you. All right, did you review the document entitled Court's Admonishments and Defendants' Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you're charged with assault of a peace officer or judge bodily injury? That's a second-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine.
Sir.
If you have a plea with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial? A right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call and the right to remain silent.
Yes, ma'am.
You need to keep your voice up so the court will.
Yes, ma'am. I understand.
Okay. All right, and did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yeah, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I believe he does, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I believe he was, Your Honor.
Mr. Terrazas, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter the plea?
No, ma'am.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 10 years in the prison. There's a $2,000 fine. There's no application for deferred adjudication, and the state recommends community supervision. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea?
It is, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea?
It is, Your Honor.
Did you review the paragraph entitled Waiver of Appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, are there any such motions? Outside the agreement, the state is recommending that your community supervision be for a term of 10 years. There be a TAP evaluation and 200 hours of community service restitution. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the office as charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contact.
State, any evidence?
Yes, Your Honor. State exhibit number 1 with all this attached.
Any
Okay.
objections? And state, have you had contact with the complainant?
We have not in this particular case. It is an officer, so we do have contact, but not direct contact.
All right, thank you. You may be excused. Did you review the document entitled Waiver and Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there'll be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same.
Yes. I didn't hear you. Do you need me to spell it? No, I haven't. Okay, thank you. Rochelle, right? Yes.
All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
So we would ask that you follow the plea bargain. He has been in custody for almost 17 months, Judge, so he has been in custody since the inception of this case. Throughout that time, I've had an opportunity to not only counsel with him, but we've gone through the competency and the mental health evaluation. Through that, because I didn't have a lot of contact with his family prior to that, but I think through that process, I did reach out to a lot of family members, and through that process, I think they have become a lot more supportive of Mr. Terrazas. I have pretty good communication with his mom and his sister. He was found competent and sane at the time, but through that process, it was found that there is some mental health history. We've talked a lot about it. There is one request at the end of this, Judge, but I think it highlights Mr. Terrazas' request for probation and his hope that he gets the help that he needs. I think he recognizes that there are some issues that he hopes to address, and this is not the easy route, Judge. He chose the much harder route against advice.
Mhm.
He had 17 months in, he had a 4-year, he could have been out. But he really made that turn where he's saying, I think this is best for me. I think getting the help, I think addressing these issues. Finally, I don't want to go any more further along in my life without, if I need to be on medications, if this is something that I'm diagnosed with. I really think that he turned a corner and really hoping to address those issues. So we would ask the court to take all of that into consideration in following the plea bargain. And just, Judge, in the short time from the time you released us to now, prior to this, he had applied for the mental health court. Again, this is coming from his desires to really address this. In that short time, I've been able to talk to mental health court, well, at least corresponding through email, and it sounds like they only accept pretrial diversions.
Yes.
So they will not accept him. So prior to that, he was saying, I really want to try, I want to get back in there, because the other alternative was a request to transfer this to Tarrant County. That is where his mother and his sister live. And speaking with both of them, they have open doors for him. That is a place that he can go to. Additionally, Judge, I let my client know, and he's aware, I don't have a lot of information on it. Ms. Ferguson was kind enough to print it up. He does have 2 holds out of Tarrant County. So with that request, we know that he's going to be held and transferred to Tarrant County. So I'd ask the court to consider transferring this, since he probably will be out there. I know that the family is eager to bond him out. It's my understanding that these are tickets, but I don't have any way of showing.
Right. So are those traffic tickets?
One of those, were not having permission driving the vehicle.
Okay.
The other one was, for my stepson. I spanked my stepson in
I'm sorry, can you step up to the microphone?
they said, I spanked my stepson and, they charged me with, I think it's endangerment to a child, but it's a misdemeanor.
I didn't have that, Judge.
Okay, I don't think that doesn't sound like it's a misdemeanor to me. All right. So when's the last time you had employment,
Before I got locked up.
and what were you doing?
A diesel mechanic.
All right. None of this would have happened if, one, there was a juvenile in here that you decide to leave the family barbecue or whatever the family was having to go on the side of a building and smoke a cigarette with her, which is bad choice number 1, because that's a juvenile. You shouldn't be smoking with her. Number 2, she says you were trying to flirt with her and wanted a kiss, and she said no, and that was the end of it. And you already had a girlfriend waiting for you. All of this could have been avoided. But then you continue. Then the next thing that ends up happening, the police are called. They knock on your door. They're trying to identify you. And according to them, you give them the wrong name. And then they want to detain you to try to get your information. Then what do? You take off running. And then I can tell you this, I'd say 99.99% of the time, when you go up against a taser, you're not gonna win. So then you get hit with a taser, you fall on the concrete, end up with a busted lip, and still you won't stop struggling. The officer says you headbutt him. That's why we're here. And so this entire offense is you making horrendous choices. So you're going to have to start making better choices. Otherwise, you're going to end up potentially on this case in the prison for 10 years. Do you understand?
Yes.
So how many children do you have?
Um. 5.
All right, what are their ages?
My oldest is 19.
Mhm.
My second oldest is 18. My third oldest is 16. And I have a junior, which he's 13. And then I have my youngest one, where I just found out he wasn't mine, but I still consider him he's my
Okay.
child. He's 2.
All right. You know, if you're with people, sometimes maybe it's best to have DNA testing done. I'm sure your counsel will tell you that when we practice in CPS courts, it was always have your DNA testing done. All right, so Tarrant County, who all lives there? Your relatives?
My brother, my sisters, and my mom.
Okay,
My mom currently moved over there.
all right, and what is the tattoo on your neck for?
Oh, it's my sister's initials.
All right, why do you have your sister's initials?
She's my favorite sister.
How many sisters do you have?
I have 7.
Oh, well, what do they say about that?
Oh, I got their names on me too. She's the coolest one.
And what does your mom say about that?
She hates them. She doesn't like tattoos at all.
Yeah, the safest thing to do, moms never like tattoos usually. So if you want to get one, say, have your mom's name because she'll be upset about it, but what can she really say? It says love mom.
Yeah, I was gonna get that too, but she told me not to. She
Okay.
begged me.
So you have 7 sisters' names on you?
Yeah,
Oh my
I
gosh.
have one of my daughter's names on my chest too.
Okay.
Keandra.
All right. And what about your other children? Do you have their names?
I have CJ, that's just my name. It's just Junior.
Mhm.
And then I have Cabello, which is the oldest one.
Mhm.
And then I have some other one on my back. My daughter's name is.
Okay. All right. I'm always interested in people's tattoos because when people come before me, the only thing I know about them is that you just play it to an offense. So the only thing I know about you is that you play it to this offense and you're guilty of this offense. So tattoos sometimes will tell me a life story. Sometimes it'll tell me that you're gang affiliated. It tells me different things about you. So I'm always curious about tattoos. And I understand the neck tattoo, that's very painful.
Yes, it was.
All right, well, I mean, you really love her.
Yeah, she's my favorite sister.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so the court is going to sentence you to 10 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 10 years, $2,000 fine probated. We'll do a transfer to Tarrant County. There's to be 200 hours of community service restitution. How far did you go in school?
11th grade,
All right, is there a reason you didn't graduate?
my kids.
All
I
right,
always had to work.
do you have your GED?
Uh,
So what are you planning on doing with the rest of your life?
um, actually, the job that I'm going to go back to is Ready Cable. He said he's gonna send me to Houston to do all that stuff to get certifications. He said I had to get a high school diploma or a GED. So he said he's gonna pay for it.
All right, if he obtains his GED, then 100 hours of the community service restitution will be deemed satisfied. And then if he obtains his certification in from some sort of trade school, plumbing, welding, along those lines, then the remaining community service hours will be deemed satisfied. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. There's to be regular random UAs. Anger management, proof of employment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. Probation, he is allowed to travel for work. However, you'll need to get that information to probation before you travel. So you don't have to come back to the court for permission to travel, but you'll still need to provide proof to probation, all right?
Thank you.
Counsel, are there any drug issues with your client?
No, Judge.
All right, and we'll do a referral to Mick. And we can do that evaluation out of custody because I know he needs to go to Tarrant County for whatever charges he has there. And we can do a TAP evaluation out of custody as well. And if the transfer is not accepted, then there's to be field visits one time per month for 3 months. And if there is a transfer, then it'll be one time per month for 4 months. Probation, is there anything else he needs?
No, Your Honor.
All right, is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
Yes, is there a way that I can get like my social security number and birth certificate?
All right, with regards to your social security or birth certificate? Oh, just 1 second, I'll address that in just a moment. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, because this is a plea bargaining agreement, because I followed your plea bargaining agreement, because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes.
Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so with regards to your birth certificate and social security, if you let probation know, they'll be able to tell you where you can go to hopefully get that information and get those documents. Usually they say, go to the Social Security office, but I will tell you now with Social Security and any type of government office, you'll have to stand in line on the long phone call. And then you will have to get an appointment. So a lot of them are requiring appointments now, even the to obtain your driver's license, you have to set up an appointment. Sometimes you can set up those appointments online, but if you talk to probation, they'll work with you. All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Have a blessed day.
Oh, thank you. You too.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Adam Aguilar,
Oh.
just 1 moment, counsel.
Sure.
Court is calling 2022 CR 8628, State of Texas versus Adam Edward Aguilar. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Daniel Escobar for the state of Texas.
Defense,
Todd Coronado for Mr. Aguilar.
are you Mr. Aguilar?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you review the document entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Adam Edward Aguilar who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2022 CR 8628 for the offense of unauthorized use of a vehicle on January 9th, 2023 for a period of 4 years? Is that you?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, state.
Violated condition number 4, on or about the in Bear County, Texas, the defendant Adam Edward Aguilar did then and there failed to report to the supervision officer as directed for the months of July and August, violation of condition number 4.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
Your Honor, state waives all the violations.
Any objection?
No objections, Your Honor.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 4, the court could find it true, grant the motion, sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes, Your Honor.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 4?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find violation of condition number 4 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
Yes, Judge, the proposed agreement is for weekly reporting until the defendant completes his anger management course, and then to add the cognitive behavioral course to his conditions.
All right,
This is our extended, Your Honor.
all right. I'm not going to follow this agreement. He was here before on June 22nd for the same thing, violation of condition number 4. And the court alternate conditions denied it. And that's what the parties agreed, that it be denied. And he did a TAP evaluation in custody. And there were supposed to be field visits, the UA hotline, and he was to provide his address to probation so they would know where he was. So I'm not following this agreement. He keeps not reporting. Obviously, he doesn't want to be on probation.
Yes, I do, Honor. At the time, I didn't know what I wanted to do in my life. And at that
No,
time,
here's the thing. We've passed that point. You were here before for not reporting. The court denied the motion, alternate amend conditions for you to get your life in order to report. And now we're back here again for you're not reporting. You don't want to be on probation. You don't want to report. You have not reported. I'm not following this agreement. So I don't have to follow the agreement because this is a contract with the court. And just the mere fact by your pleading true, that means that I could sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility. Not going to follow the agreement. If you all want to discuss more, you can. Okay, you're welcome. Who's here on Paul Vasquez? Is that you as well? All right, I'll wait for you if you want to discuss this first.
That's fine, thank you.
Sure. All right, we're gonna go back on the record in 2022 CR 8628, State of Texas versus Adam Aguilar. All right, the court has found violation of condition number 4 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
Judge State's recommending 1 year in the state jail facility.
All right, and defense, what are you?
We're
requesting?
asking for the minimum 6 months, state jail. He understands that, he's most likely, it's gonna be revoked, of course, and do some time, and he's hoping that he gets the minimum 6 months. Because he still hopes to finish school that he started, and he'd like to explain that to you if you can.
Sure. Can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
It's,
All right, you can lower your hand. State your name for the record.
Adam Edward Aguilar.
All right, what did you want to tell the court?
Well, I want to tell you that I know I messed up and it wasn't my intentions to do what I did. It really wasn't. But I have changed my life and I am going to school right now. I'm going to a South Texas Vocational Texas Institute, STVT, on Military South Florida. I'm going for a career, a trade, to be an automotive service technician. You know, and I was hopefully today would be granted for the probation so I could finish with my classmate in December and I would have that certificate. You know, I have changed my life, and back then I didn't know what I wanted to do, but now I know. I was going through a bad relationship, breakup. You know what I told you about my ex. You even told me, you advised me that she wasn't a good woman, and I got to see that now. And she was holding me back. She wasn't holding me back. I was holding myself back with being with her. You know?
No, I don't think I ever tell anybody that somebody in a relationship is good or not good. My advice to people is whatever issues you have in your relationship, they're always going to be there until they're addressed. And sometimes we should not be in relationships until we work on ourselves, because if we're not healthy and whole, then the relationship, either we're going to be a person who is not good for the relationship, or either we're going to meet somebody who's in the same place as we are, and they are not whole or healthy.
Right, and that's how it kind of was, and it was holding me back, you know, from what I had to do, and I lost focus on what I needed to do.
All right. Did you turn into probation that the fact that you were working on a trade school?
No, I didn't get around to get the chance to do that.
Mm.
So that's why I'm kind of glad that this did kind of happen. This was an eye opener for me to show me that what I needed and focus on my life, that what I wanted to do and what I did do. And I got baptized a couple of months back too at the same time. I started walking a different route and doing different things, you know. And I know it might not mean much, but you know, on May 23rd passed the 5-year mark that my mom passed away. So, and then I lost my mom, I lost my dad, I lost 2 of my sisters. So it just, I've been going through a lot of emotions, and, you know, so it just, I didn't know how to deal with my emotions and things like that, you know. So I was thinking when they had the recommendation for the probation for the anger management, the behavior and all that, that would have been a great thing for me to do, because it would have helped me put a structure in my life. You know, I didn't have structure at first, but it's my structure now that what they have. But I know it's up to you for what you want to do, and I'm hoping at a second chance of a redemption. As you may, you know, and I know the penalty of everything. And I want to say, if you could give me one more chance, if you find it in your heart, you know, I want to get back out there to my family and show them different, and show you different, show everybody different, not just for y'all, but for myself. You know, that I can do this, that I am a man, and I can change my ways. I am changing my ways. If you just give me a chance of that.
All right, so probation, was there any restitution in the 2022 CR 862B case number and 688678?
No, Judge.
All right, so here's what I want you to understand. One, I've internalized everything that you've said. but the court's issue and the problem is the fact that you were here before me previously, and it was the same thing, not reporting. How old are you?
29.
All
I
right,
just turned
so,
29.
so it's not like you're a 17-year-old or 18-year-old. You know, there are things that you need to do and you just need to do them.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And so even though you're going to the state jail facility, you can still work on yourself. Like if you love your mom, you looked up to your mom. If you love your sisters and you looked up to your sisters, if you're not going to do it for yourself, then do it for them to make them proud. You understand?
All right.
All right, the court is finding violation of condition number 4 true. The court is going to find you guilty, revoke you, sentence you to 1 year in the state jail facility, give you credit for any time served. There's to be no contact with Ray Curtis or Alicia Williams. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
All right, because this is not a plea bargain agreement. You do have a limited right to appeal. And that right to appeal is as it relates to the allegations in the motion, not the fact that you are on deferred adjudication. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. You understand?
Yes.
All right, good luck to you, okay?
God bless.
Oh,
That's the
thank you.
attorney.
God bless you
Yes.
too. I appreciate it.
Always.
Thank you.
My big shoes.
Yes. All right, counsel, are you ready on Paul Vasquez? Court is calling 2022 CR 5352.
I have a, madam.
Oh, sure.
I'm sorry.
Okay. All right, Ms. Ferguson. On that case, if you can recall it for 30 days and let the defense attorney know, it is Amoya Lewis. And that is David McLean. And remember to set that, I don't think he's available on Tuesdays. Oh, okay. All right, we'll wait for him to come. All right, Paul Vasquez. Thank you. Court is calling 2022 CR 5352, State of Texas versus Paul Vasquez Jr. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Daniel Escobar from the state of Texas.
Defense?
Todd Coronado for Mr. Paul Vasquez.
Are you Mr. Paul Vasquez?
Yes, I am.
Did you review the document with your attorney entitled Motion to Revoke Community Supervision? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Paul Vasquez Jr. who's placed on community supervision in 2022 CR 5352 for the offense of felon in possession of a firearm on August 25th, 2022 for a term of 2 years and extended for a total of 1 year? Is that you?
That is correct.
All right, state.
Violated condition number 4 in Bear County, Texas, the defendant Paul Vasquez Jr. did then and there failed to report to the supervision officer as directed for the month of March 2024 in violation of conditions.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
Your Honor, state waives all the violations.
Any objection?
No objections, Your Honor.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 4, the court could find it true, grant the motion, sentence you up to 2 years in the prison?
Yes.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 4?
Yes.
Court will find violation of condition number 4 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
Yes, Your Honor, it's to extend the probation for 1 year and amend for Bear County ISF and to take into consideration the new NIMAG. And that's NIMAG 759661.
I'm sorry. Could you repeat that again?
Sure, 759661.
All right. I'm not going to follow this agreement. His previous motion to revoke was also for a number 4. And now he's back again for the same thing, not reporting. It appears that he doesn't want to be on probation. I mean, he had a motion to revoke for a violation of condition number 4, not reporting. That's why he was extended for 1 year. And the results of it was finding number 4 true, denying the motion, alternate amending conditions to include ILP, extend for 1 year, referral to felony drug court in custody, and the UA hotline until further notice. And again, he's not reporting. And he doesn't appear to, I may be wrong, but he doesn't appear to be a 17-year-old or 18-year-old. When the court says report, I think he knows to report. That's the minimum.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah.
On my behalf,
You want to
I-
raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
so help me God.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Paul Vasquez Jr.
All right, what would you like to say?
On the probation, incident, I understand what I did fail on it and everything. On the community service, I've done community service, but it was under understanding of my probation officer and my mentor. I was doing community service, I meant to switch.
No,
it
no, no, here's the thing. I want you to focus on the not reporting.
on the
Because I
next-
require that people
Yes.
report. Are you saying if somebody at probation told you you didn't have to report, then that's a horse of a different color.
Right.
But if
right.
that's not what has happened, then we're back to your not
Right,
reporting.
that was my mistake. I was doing good and everything, and then I'm not gonna lie to you, I had some issues with girlfriend problems and whatever, and I know that shouldn't be anywhere, doing. with
We're
this,
always
but-
back to,
Yes, but.
we're always back to Eve and the apple
Right.
thing.
And,
Okay,
and I understand, but, and this incarceration, I finally was deceived by her and everything, like she lied to me a lot, whatever. I know it's none of the.
I mean, I
It has a lot to
understand.
do with it, but then it don't. But I'm gonna be honest with you, I accept my faults and I learn from my mistakes. I'm 45 years old and I put myself in a Narcotics Anonymous while I'm in jail. I've gotten a certificate. I'm continuing my GED class while I'm incarcerated still. I'm doing something positive instead of negative when I'm.
All right, so here's my question.
Yes, ma'am.
Why does it take for people to be locked up in custody for them to decide, you know what, I'm gonna better my life, I'm gonna get my GED, I'm gonna do all these classes when you were given those chances before? I don't understand.
Well, from my perspective, I was just blinded, everything just was like blinded. I had a lot of family problems also. That last time I spoke with you,
Mhm.
my stepfather was going through diabetes and getting his leg, amputated, his toes and whatnot.
Mhm.
And I was going through a lot of issues in that part, plus my girlfriend issues, so with
What's your girlfriend, what?
my girlfriend, she
Issues.
the issues, personal issues with my girlfriend, but I do accept my faults and I'm learning from my mistakes and whatnot. I'm trying my best, to I don't have a drug problem. I had no problem with, taking new age or whatever. I told that to my mentor and my probation officer. And I just wanted a better understanding on, I did have a bad drug problem when I was in my early 20s, 30s. And lost my mother and, I straightened up. But, I'm not here to cry to you. I'm not here to make you change your mind or anything. I understand my faults and I'm just trying to change for my better.
I appreciate that.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, this is what the court is going to do. And I want to let you know that I've internalized everything that you've said. And I understand that sometimes people fall off the beaten path and
Yes,
they're
ma'am.
trying to improve themselves.
Yes, ma'am.
But I mean, you still have plenty of time to be able to improve yourself, okay? All right, the court is going to find violation of condition number 4 true. The court is going to grant the motion, sentence you to 2 years in the prison, taking in consideration 759-661. I'll request the therapeutic community. It doesn't increase the time the time you're at the prison, but it will help you with any other issues you may have. I can't force them to place you in the therapeutic community because I have no jurisdiction over the prison system. But you can ask for it and you'll see if they'll put it in there. There's going to be credit for any time served, $1,000 fine, time and running to run concurrent.
Well, what do you mean by that? By all means, so what did you mean by that?
By what?
A therapeutic.
Yeah. what does
Oh,
that
the
mean?
therapeutic community, it's to help you if you have any drug or alcohol issues. And
Oh, 'cause
it doesn't increase the time that you're in custody. It's just a program to help you maintain your sobriety and be on track
Okay.
for when you're released.
Oh, yes, ma'am. Yes.
But you'll still have to ask for it. I don't have any jurisdiction to force you into the program. You understand?
Yeah, that'd be a plus for me, right?
All right, awesome. Did you
Would I get
review?
my back time though?
Should that get you
Yes.
there? Yeah.
Did you review the trial court certification of defendant's rights to appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and I'm sorry. This is not a plea bargain agreement. You do have a limited right to appeal, and that right to appeal is as it relates to the allegations in the motion, not the fact that you're on probation. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing. When you go to the prison, I don't know, they may end up paroling you from the Bear County Jail. I have no idea. I have no control over that. But whether you're released from the Bear County Jail or whether you're released from prison, the first thing you need to do is find a sober house to live in, to find an AA or NA group and work on yourself, because otherwise what's going to end up happening is you're going to be right back here, maybe with another felony case, and then who knows what court you may end up in. They may end up offering you time. You may end up going to trial and being found guilty and doing some serious prison time. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you, okay?
I plan to break the cycle.
All right, good. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Waive excuse.
Yes.
Thank you.
God bless you.
Oh, thank you. God bless you too. All right, court is calling 2021 CR 4512, State of Texas versus DeMille Deshaun Thomas. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Daniel Escobar for the state of Texas.
For defense, Elizabeth Russell.
And are you Mr. Thomas?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you review the document entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same DeMille Deshaun Thomas who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2021 CR 4512 for the offense of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon on August 23rd, 2021 for a period of 5 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, state.
Violated condition number 4, on or about the 15th day of March, 2024 in Bear County, Texas. The defendant, DeMille Deshaun Thomas, did then and there fail to obtain and keep gainful employment in a lawful occupation in violation of condition number 4.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
Your Honor, state waives all the violations.
Any objection?
No objection.
All right, did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 4, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, sentence you up to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 4?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find violation of condition number 4 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
Yes, Your Honor, it's to alter and amend for safety, hold in custody until he can be placed into treatment. And then alter and amend for a no contact order with Christina Miles, that the defendant be placed back into gang diversion upon release, proof of employment within 10 days, GPS work release for 6 months, and sober living home and zero tolerance.
All right. I don't understand why I should follow this agreement, because this is his third motion to revoke. And I don't know if SAP would even accept him because he suffers from seizures. That's why he was released, because he suffers from seizures. So he suffered from seizures. And then with his previous motion to revoke, that was using controlled substance. That's why he was referred to felony drug court. And then he had another violation in September. And then those conditions, he was to be continued, and ISF and ISP. So it appears that he doesn't want to be on probation. I don't know if there's anything else to do for him.
Judge, and I understand that. And I do think that he does want to be on probation. He was actively looking for a job when he was arrested. He does not want contact with the mother of his child, the person referenced, Houstona, because he understands that when the two of them are around each other, it is not productive for either person. And he does want to be successful and no longer have the affiliations that have been placed on him. I think by revoking and adjudicating and sentencing him, he's not breaking away from that lifestyle. You know, I think typically in the Texas Department of Corrections, those gang affiliations become enhanced. And I do think that Mr. Thomas could benefit from the programs. He would like to speak to you as to why he thinks that he would be successful this time.
All right, can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
DeMille Thomas.
All right, what would you like to say?
I really just want to stay away from her. I agree with the no contact order because like part of me using is her, you know, and it's not good, and I don't want to be around my children being caught up in negativity. I do want to be successful and complete deferred adjudication. I actually want to be something in life, so I do feel like the program would be good for me. At a point, I kind of feel like I don't want to go to St. Pete. I don't want to go to St. Pete, but not just because maybe it's the last thing going, but maybe maybe it could be the best thing for me. I'm tired of coming back and forth to jail. I just turned 32. I'm tired of getting older, and I don't want my kids to look up to me like my dad just some criminal. So I feel like it could work this time.
All right. The court is going to grant the motion, find you guilty. There's an affirmative finding of deadly weapon. There's to be no contact with Christina Miles, Claudia Lewis, LaShawn Robinson. The court will recommend therapeutic community. The court will give you credit for any time served. Does anyone wish to speak with in regards to time?
Can I just give 1 second?
Yes.
Your Honor, state would recommend 6 years TC.
And Judge, we would request for, he does have young children and he does have some credit, about 590 days. And I think he would still serve some time and be released with enough time to get out of custody and help provide for those children.
All right. What has he done while he's been on probation? Has he completed anything?
He hasn't completed anything. He's done some of his community service hours. He has not made very much payment.
And I will let you all know for the court, the payment is not at the top of the court's list, but what the court ordered for him is what I'm more concerned about. The CATs 1 and 2, did he do it? Community service hours, did he do it?
Of course, Judge, no. As far as the community service, he has out of the 150, 137 remaining.
I'm sorry, out of the what?
150 hours, he has 137 remaining.
All right, and he's been on probation since 2021.
Correct, Judge.
But he's also been in custody for 590 of those days.
But is that custody waiting for transfer? Or is that custody because he has a motion to revoke file?
I think some of it is a motion to revoke, some of it is transfer, and some of it is an inpatient treatment.
Okay.
Right.
All right, so the treatment days,
Yes,
are
Judge.
those treatment days where he successfully completed treatment?
Yes, Judge.
Okay. All right, and what are those days?
State ISF from October 30th, 2023 to January 29th, 2024 for a total of 91 days.
Okay. All right, this is what the court is going to do. The court is going to sentence you to the 6 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served, and the court will give you credit for any successful inpatient treatment. And the court will note for the record that he has a total of 91 days for ISF, and the court will give him credit for that. All right, I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
All right, you have a limited right to appeal, and that right to appeal is as it relates to the allegations in the motion, not the fact that you are on deferred adjudication. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And I'll recommend the therapeutic community. I do not have any jurisdiction over the therapeutic community. I can't force them to place you in the program. You'll have to ask for it, and whether or not they place you in the program will be completely up to them, but I will have it placed in the judgment. Once you're released from prison, which you'll be released, once you're released, the first thing you need to do is find a place for NA or AA meetings, find a sober place to stay. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you, okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome.